Well, the other big story today, the UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer seems to have survived the first litmus test of his leadership in Parliament amid criticism and concern. The British Parliament has voted in favour of cutting winter fuel payments to some pensioners. Now, on Tuesday, lawmakers backed Starmer's controversial plan to end fuel benefits for millions of UK's elderly. The move has drawn flack from opposition parties, including the Conservatives. The bill also drew the ire of several Labour Party parliamentarians, many of whom abstained from voting on the motion to cut £1.5 billion or close to $2 billion in winter fuel payments to pensioners.
But this cut is simply wrong. It is wrong to strip support from many of the poorest pensioners, just as energy bills are set to rise again. It is wrong to force vulnerable elderly people to make that choice between heating and eating this winter. And it is the wrong answer to the challenges that we face.
The Labour Party had no plans, I quote, no plans to do anything in respect to the winter fuel payment. And indeed, Labour candidates up and down the country gleefully pointed to their manifesto as having no mention of doing anything on this particular matter. But look, Madam Deputy Speaker, within a matter of a few short weeks, what has happened? What happened to integrity? What happened to transparency? It went out of the window.
All right, we're now being joined by John Bever from Bristol for the very latest on this move by the UK Prime Minister. And John, well, Keir Starmer there has gone against unions, some in the Labour Party itself, and of course the Conservatives. What sort of argument is he putting out for this policy decision?
Well, Keir Starmer has said and has always said that there will need to be some very difficult decisions made by his new government. They claim that there is a £22 billion, that's billion with a B, hole in finances, and that's all because of reckless spending and a poor economic performance whilst the Conservatives were in power over the last decade. So Keir Starmer has said some difficult decisions have to be made, and it seems that this is the first of those difficult decisions. As we've been hearing there, some very strong feelings in the UK amongst politicians about whether this should have happened. What this means is that a lump sum that's given to pensioners in the UK to help them pay for the rising cost of things like gas and electricity over the winter, that payment is being taken away from all but the poorest pensioners. When you go and talk to people on the streets about this, I was talking to one of my neighbours this morning who is a pensioner who said that she is going to really struggle because she is now going to have to get through a winter where she is going to need to find this extra money, and her pension is already spread pretty thinly because of the rising cost of living that we've been experiencing here in the UK over the past couple of years. But the Labour Party are warning there are more difficult times ahead. We have the UK budget setting out the fiscal aims for the coming year. That is at the end of next month. And the new Chancellor has said that that's going to contain some very difficult policies as well. Policies on everything from welfare to tax and spending as well. So expect more difficult financial news next month is the warning. But certainly this first test of Keir Starmer's leadership and some dissent in the ranks, well, it has passed, but plenty of people are unhappy about it.
Right, John, thanks very much indeed for joining us with the very latest there on the decisions by the Prime Minister there. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.